Hey, what the fuck? Fuck. Um, uh, um, Friday night, gonna answer some questions. Just, where we at? I'm, looking at a board with, half of episode 601 on it. I think it's gonna be, shit happens. That's what I'll tell you. Shit does happen. I won't spoil any more than that. What's going on? No casting news this week that you don't already know about. Meeting with the network next week to talk about the social media plan for season 6 and what that might look like to start downloading some stuff on you guys in terms of hold on a second. I'm doing a what the fuck. Hey man, how are you feeling? I'm here, buddy. I'll come up in a minute. Thanks. All right, how you feeling? Are you all right? All right, did you take Advil? Okay, all right. Love you. My kid's been sick. He's upstairs. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the fuck was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh my god, I'm getting so old. I can't remember anything. I'm talking to a bird. Shit happens in the episode. I was saying that. No casting news. Blah blah blah. I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh, I know. We were pitching stuff to the network. Oh man, it's bad. It's really bad. And to figure out what the social media stuff is, so we can get. I don't think we're going to do a Before the Anarchy thing, but we're going to do something in that world. Whether it lives directly on social media or not, I'm not sure. But we'll have a sense of what that is. I have seen the proofs for not the main advertising campaign that we do with all the actors. They're doing a smaller one initially for the upfronts with Charlie and Katie. And I saw the proofs for those photographs today, and they're fucking crazy cool, crazy badass. With both Charlie and Katie, they look awesome. Doesn't take much to amuse me. So let's just answer questions because I'm babbling like a fucking idiot. Here we go. Love, Herman said, I love the shirt and Marie, French SOA addict, will you write a book about SOA someday? You, not some schizophrenic douchebag. I'd love to translate it into French. I don't know why she had to separate the you from schizophrenic douchebag. What are you saying? You know, I've talked about writing John Teller's manuscript, really, since the beginning. But I knew I wasn't going to do that until the series was over, because I didn't, you know, I think that each season informs a little bit more of what was in that manuscript. So that's something I may actually do, as well as writing my autobiography, Fat, Drunk, and Angry. Good title, right? Let's move on. Before it actually came out. Stephen Payton from Australia writes or asks, will Phil play more of a role than he has been? he is not as active as some of them. Well, he's a little bit bigger than some of the other members, which could explain the. I'm kidding. Well, Phil was a prospect who, recently became a patched member. And he's not a series regular, quite frankly. So, it's each season it gets more and more difficult to write, for this fabulous ensemble cast that I have. Because everybody's storyline gets richer and deeper, and I only have a certain amount of minutes per episode. So I love the actor. Chris Reed's a great actor and a really great guy, and and I really the way it works with some of the supporting cast is if we can tie a story with them into some of the bigger arcs, that's what we try to do. So their storylines always sort of support the bigger arcs, and more often than not, we try to find ways to have secondary characters involved in story that obviously impact Jax as well. But he's a great actor, and we love working with him. Erica from Pasadena, California. Can you explain what breaking an episode means? That's a fantastic question. It's coffee, dude. It's coffee. Give me my fucking coffee. I love my parrot. I love animals of all kind, but I just would love to just dress him in complete S&M gear at some point, put a fucking ball gag on him and shackles on him and drip blood from his head just to fuck with PETA. I wonder if you can actually get a small ball gag for a bird. I bet you somewhere on the internet you could get a ball gag for a parrot. I'm betting that. Anyway, what does breaking an episode mean? Breaking an episode refers to coming up with the story for that episode. So we have these serialized arcs that we do that continue into each episode, and so we sort of know its story has to continue. But then there's always some A story beats that usually involve some of our more action-oriented stuff, and then there's secondary stories for our supporting characters. And then the challenge is always, how do you take the action component and the supportive character beats that the show is, and it's part of the fabric of the show, and then how do you organically weave them into the continuing arcs in the series so that they don't feel like arbitrary action beats. They don't feel like arbitrary character beats. So that's always the challenge, is weaving all that stuff so it feels organic and seamless. And that's ultimately what breaking a story is. It's figuring out the beats and making it fit into the serialized component in the show. Have you ever, the last question, have you ever tried the Aussie staple Vegemite? And Jesse from Australia wants to know. And I have to say, Jesse, and I love my Australian and my New Zealand fans. You guys are fucking crazy and intense and fantastic. But Vegemite is one of the most disgusting substances I've ever eaten in my life, and I apologize for that, but just not a fan. I equate it to Fluffernutter. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but anybody I know that didn't grow up in the States who has tried Fluffernutter has just ultimately thinks it tastes like gooey sweet puke, and I happen to love Fluffernutter because I was raised on Fluffernutter. Clearly that would explain so much. But So that's my American comparison to Vegemite. For some reason, I felt compelled to share that. That's it. Thanks for what? Oh man, fucking, that's amazing. I've killed 10 minutes saying absolutely nothing. That's it. We'll do another. Even though I continuously lose Twitter followers, I will do yet another Q&A on Tuesday night. Hey, I just want to give a shout out. I hope you guys are watching the Americans on FX. And I know I don't mean to sound like a company man, but it's a fucking awesome show and really super smart and some great acting and it's Graham Yost who does Justified. You should check it out and DVR it or download it from iTunes or whatever. But it's really well done, and my hats off to Graham, who continues to be a hero of mine. So check out The Americans. That's it. I will talk to you soon. We'll talk to them soon. Say goodnight. Stupid fucking bird. Ball gag.